Welcome back, everyone. So, in just a couple of hours' time, you will be free from year 10. You'll have a lot of summer holiday to enjoy. All that stands between you and your summer holiday is a double period of maths and me. Well, so here's what I'm proposing. I will cover some material so that you can do your holiday homework, but I will not hold it against you if you aren't as productive as you normally would be. Is that fair? But let's stay here until the bell goes. And yeah. I'm sorry, what you mean by that? Happy birthday. Are
you late happy birthday.
Now, year 11s. You should all have a copy of this handout, graphs, axes for graph sketching. The reason why I'm giving you this handout is because in 5B I asked you to sketch some graphs. That's in the textbook work program. So to save you from having to draw it in your book, I've already given you the paper to draw. Okay? So this is to make your life easier. Thank you. Great. All right, year 11. So if I could have your attention this way towards the front. So I am going to ask you to take notes if that is what you want to do. Probably teach for the first period. Alright, so I've got a question for you guys. I'm setting up a work example here. So the first thing I need is, let's imagine I wanted to go out for dinner tonight, and I wanted to buy, doesn't matter. Let's say I wanted to buy either a burger or pizza. Pizza. How much would it cost? So just one pizza and one burger, okay? How much would one burger cost? $18 for a burger. Alright, 15 is in the middle of 12 and 18, so we'll go with that. Okay? So get this down. This is going to become the basis of our work example. Now, if the burger is $15, how much is a pizza going to go for, in your opinion?
$1.
A $1? You think a pizza is more expensive than a burger? For one person. So this is your dinner. You're buying one pizza for dinner. How much? All right. Can I propose $18 for a pizza?
Yes.
All right. The exact number isn't too important. All right. Hi. Yes. Oh.
Well, this isn't about this is about if you're below Amy.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So now that we know how much a pizza and how much a burger is going to cost, I'm going to introduce some algebra now. So I'm not going to tell you how many pizzas I'm going to order or how many burgers I'm going to order. I'm going to tell you, however, that I'm going to represent the number with a variable or a letter. So if you read this carefully, I'm going to order B burgers and P pizzas. So B is going to be one variable and P is going to be another variable. Yes or no?
Is this sheet or not?
No. The sheet is later. Okay?
When are we supposed to be doing the sheet now?
Much later. We might not even get to the sheet today. We'll see how we go. Okay? But that's for your holiday homework. That sheet. Okay? All right. This question may be a bit challenging if you haven't done something like this before. So remember, pizza, $18, and a burger, $15. I'm going to order B burgers and P pizzas. What's the total cost going to be?
C equals B 15 plus 18 P.
So I heard a couple of people say something like this. What do you think?
Correct.
All right. So if this is the first time you're doing something like this, it might look a bit hard. Let me show you where the stuff is coming from. 15 is the cost of the burger. P is the cost of the pizza. And I'm ordering B burgers and P pizzas. So let's say I order 10 burgers. Okay? In that case, B would be 10. And if I do 15 times 10, it will give me the cost of 15 burgers. If I order B burgers, then 15B will be the combined cost of those burgers. Okay? So B and P are just representing any number. Can you give me, yes, what's up?
Oh, you know, are you looking for another way to write it?
No, but would you like to suggest one?
You could put in brackets B plus P and then times however many orders you're going to use.
So what would I write? I'm
So
just
bracket
a bracket.
B plus P and then times however many you're going to get.
Ah. Well, can anyone see? Yes, I get where you're coming from. Because you want to combine the number of burgers and pizzas together here, yeah? There's one problem with that.
You'd have to put B 15 plus P.
That's right. So can you see that the cost is different? So because of that, you can't actually combine them together like this. Because one burger and two pizzas will be different to two burgers and one pizza. So you've got to be clear on. Well, let me do an example. Could we just be quiet up the back there? That's all right. Let's do this example, okay? I'll just put down here y not b plus p times 15. All right, so I've given you a formula. C equals 15b plus 18p. In part B, what I'm asking you to do is tell me the cost of buying 10 pizzas and 15 burgers. What should we do here?
Just times 15. Okay, so it would be C equals 15 times 15 plus. Wait, no, 15 plus. What was it? Times 10.
All right, I'm sensing that I'm starting to lose some of you. Okay, let's make a connection to the letters. Remember, in our very first lesson, we talked about substituting a number in for a letter or for a variable. Yes. So if I were to give a specific number to the letters B and P, what should I give? Why? Very nice. All right, so if we do this, 15 times 15, this is what you were all saying just now, plus 18 times 10. It's really laggy when I wonder if I can scroll easier. That's better. Kind of. So Lexi asked a good question just now. Couldn't we just do B plus P in brackets and then multiply it by, say, 15? The reason why you can't is because if you do this, you have to assume that the burgers and the pizza have the same price, which they don't. Because remember, the pizzas were $18, not $15.
But couldn't if they were you ordered the same amount of everything and then could you just do B like say the price of everything like B ordered 15 and then P plus P 18 times 10 if they were all the same? You bought the same amount.
If you ordered the same amount of both types of food, yep. So you could then you could do B plus P.
You can expand brackets.
Yeah. I'll just create a new page. B plus 18P. So let's say B was 10 and P was 10. Then C would be 15 plus 18 times 10. I'd combine the prices together. Yeah, so you could do it that way if you wanted to. Okay? All right, so that's 5C. How are you feeling? I'm going to occasionally I will ask you to give me a thumbs up, a middle, or a thumbs down. How are you feeling about what I just did on the board?
Question.
Yes, Emily.
Can you go back up to so I can write down A? Because that helps as well.
Yes.
I've got really bad hiccups and I don't know what to do. So, how much? Here's my cup. Okay. Can I please go get some water?
Yes, you can.
Yep. There's trees like
It's not too difficult, but it takes a bit of getting used to. Yeah.
We understand this is
Well, I actually want to cover the next exercise as well.
is that not B plus P 15?
Yes.
For A or for B?
For A. Yeah. Okay. All right. Is anyone still writing? All right. How much longer do you need? the one down. So the advantage of this is that I can like save everything, upload it straight away, but you can only see one page at a time. Yeah. You done? Emily, you done? Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Yes, I would prefer. Well, so it's up to you. So all the notes here will go on Teams. But if you think it will be helpful to have these notes, then you should write them down. Yeah. The reason why I've got a bit more prepared today is because I wanted to cover a bit more so that you could get more done with your holiday homework. Normally, I would write more as I go. All right. So I believe it's in year 8 where you meet this thing called y equals mx plus c, gradient intercept form. Yes or
Yes.
blah 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 blah? No idea.
A little bit.
Yeah, that thing that we learned at some point. Okay, so just want to draw to your attention the following. You probably called it gradient for the last few years. In general maths, we use a different word. It's slope, but it means exactly the same thing. So when you read your textbook or the study design or an exam question next year, they'll use the word slope rather than gradient. So just be aware of that. The other thing to be aware of is you will have used the letters M and C. For reasons which I do not fully understand, VCART decided to use something different in general math, which is A plus BX. So they write the intercept first, which is A, and then they write the slope, which is B. So to make it really clear, the intercept is the letter A, and the slope is the letter B. And again, these could be any number. All right? So let's do a very quick example. Look at the first equation here. Y equals 4 plus 3x. What is the intercept going to be? Already got a split answers.
But the slope.
Which one? The intercept.
Intercept.
It's going to be 4.
That's 4.
Okay. Remember, good point, Tara. So the slope is the number in front of the x. The intercept is the one on its own with no x number.
Are you serious right now?
Can you sit down? Yeah. Okay, so if the intercept's 4, what's the slope going to be? Is it 3 or 3x? We've got to be careful here. Yeah, it's just a number. Okay, so it's easy to get to, a lot of people get this wrong the first time, but that's fine. The slope or the gradient is the number in front of the x. All right, let's look at the next one. -5 plus x. What's the intercept going to be? Very good.
Intercept 1.
Why is the slope 1 then?
There's always a 1 in front of the x. There's nothing.
Yeah, so when you just have the letter x on its own, what's implied is there's 1x or 1 times x. Okay, so it's 1, not 0. All right, last one. What's the intercept of this graph, y equals 12?
The intercept is 12, but the slope is 0.
Why is the slope 0?
Because it doesn't have another.
There's no x term. Very nice, Jess. All right, we'll keep going. I can go back if you need. I want to keep us moving so that I don't talk for 2 periods, because that would be a bit much. Okay. Probably year 9, I think. You see this diagram and define the gradients. So I took a year 9 extra once and they have that formula. Okay, so before I continue, when you learned about gradient, like what was the point of that? What does the gradient actually tell you, or the slope?
The angle.
Steepness?
Depending on could be speed, time.
Yep. Very nice. So the gradient tells you about the steepness and the direction of the line. So if the number is larger, it's going to be steeper. And depending on whether it's positive or negative, it will tell you whether it's going up or down. All right, but the gradient is also, it's just a number. So the first thing we want to do is calculate the gradient. So if I give you 2 coordinates like this, so remember x comes first and then y. How do I calculate the gradient given 2 points? Tell me anything that you remember. We don't need the one, just that, it's not given here.
Wait, so what was the question?
My question is, given this diagram, how do I calculate the slope or the gradient?
X, is it x1 and y over sine? It's like x1 and y1 plot, just 2 alternatives. So how you can do it? Roll that.
Yeah, is it where you do like a little triangle?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me draw a diagram for you. All right, imagine a right angled triangle like this. This length here is y2 minus y1. And this length here is x2 minus x1. So if I divide the two together, I get the gradients. All right, you do need this formula. Yes, it is rise over run. All right, let's do a couple of examples. Yeah, okay.
Oh wait, what's the thing that you said that we needed or whatever?
The thing in the box. If I draw a box around something, it's usually important. My university lecturer made a very dark remark once. He said, we draw boxes around things that are important. And then he made a reference to comments. I thought it was a bit morbid. So I will draw
Are you
boxes.
serious right now? Horrible.
Yes, mathematicians have a strange sense of humor. It's a bit skewed.
But in a way it's right, because death makes the world go round. Everyone's alive on somehow.
All right, can I scroll down yet?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. I'm hoping that the pictures I'm drawing right now are familiar to you. Is that too small at the back? All right, good. That means I can show more. All right. So as I said before, the slope or the gradient, same thing. They tell you about the steepness and the direction of the line. So here, I'm trying to remind you what you already have seen about the direction. So can you complete the first sentence for me?
Positive.
Yes.
Negative.
Slope is positive.
Negative.
Okay, so before we continue, as x goes up from left to right, y is also going up. So if I go this way, x is increasing, and y is increasing as well. Right, notice that this graph here is going the other way. So we're going to say that the slope is negative here. What about the third one?
0.
Gradient is 0. Very good. Compare that with this equation here, y equals 12. That is a horizontal line, and it matches what we saw. The slope was 0. Okay, and what about the last one? What about a vertical line?
It's also 0.
Nope.
No.
0 is already taken.
1.
No, it depends on
Give
where
me a hint.
or
Undefined. So if you try calculating gradient here, you will get division by 0, and you can't divide by 0. So one thing that I could say, give you on the quiz, on the first day back, next term, is I could give you a picture and I could say, is this gradient positive, negative, 0, or undefined? And you need to tell me what the option is.
Wait, so we have to put, will we have to put our books?
Yep, everything is open book. Okay? So you don't need to memorize anything, although you don't want to be relying on your textbook for everything either. Yeah. All right, can I keep moving?
Yep.
All right. I'll take some feedback next term about whether I'm going too fast. But yeah, I'd rather cover a bit more so that you can do more of your holiday homework without having an explicit class in it. Okay. I think we'll just do one, just to save some time. So recall the gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I will probably give you that formula on a formula sheet if you do an exam. But I won't give you anything more than that. So I could give you a graph with 2 points labeled with their coordinates, and I could say, find the gradient.
Oh, tell me one.
Well, yes, let's talk about it as a class. What should we do here?
8 minus 3 over root minus 6.
Great.
6 minus 3.
Okay, so what Ben has done here is he said x1, y1 is 2, 3, x2, y2 is 6, 8, and then chuck those numbers into the formula. Does it matter that we have 6 minus 2 instead of 2 minus 6 on the bottom?
No.
Debate. It does matter.
No.
What happens if I swap the order of 6 and 2 here?
-4.
Okay, so it's going to flip the sign the other way.
No.
So make sure that you do like so the y value and the x value have to belong to the same point. So these two have to be from the same point. and then these seconds you have to come from the other one.
Wait.
Fire away, Ben. What's the question?
Wait, so when I said, am I correct by saying B equals A minus 3 over 6 minus 2? I'm incorrect.
No.
No, I'm correct. Wait, what were we saying?
You're correct.
What were we saying about the negative fraction?
So, okay. So don't write this. Don't write what I'm writing now. This is an error.
Oh, yeah. That would make it negative 4. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got to use the coordinates together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, what's that? Just 1 4 or something? 1 over 4? No. 4 over 5. 5 over 4. 5 over 4? Yeah, 5 over 4. Wait, so is the top one 5 over 4?
The top one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I never finished it. My bad. Yeah, 5 over 4. So if you gave me a fraction or a decimal, either's fine.
Okay. Are we also going to put this on Teams?
Yes. It's being recorded. All the notes that I write will be on Teams.
Yeah. So the next one would be.
I'll leave that for you to do in your own time.
Now?
Not now.
First write all the stuff that's in black.
You don't
That
have.
all bullets on the page.
That's examples.
Yeah, the one that's next to the second draft, the one that starts with N. So is that the one that starts with N is like the one next one and the one that starts with N?
So Tara, this is a new example down the bottom here. Okay? Yeah. So don't panic. You're not writing an essay for one question.
Essay for the last page.
Okay, this is taking longer than I thought. You're doing well. There's 2 more pages left. Okay. All right. This page is quick. All right. So I showed you just now. Guys, hang in there. I know it's hard because you're about to go off on your summer holidays, but I ask you to try to concentrate and focus just for a little while longer. We've just done the slope. Now I want to talk about the intercept. The intercept is the value where the graph hits the y-axis. So for example, see this graph here? It passes through the point with coordinates 0, 2. The intercept is just going to be the y value there, 2. All right, so first example. This graph passes through the points 0, 5. What's the intercept?
What is the value?
It's just the y coordinate of the y-intercept. What about the second point? Second graph, sorry. 12? Third one? Done. Okay, so if I give you a graph, I could ask you to tell me the gradient and the intercept. All right, last one. So this is where that handout I gave you might, like this is relevant for the handout that I gave. Okay, so I haven't given you a table to fill out. I'll leave it up to you if you want to construct one.
Make the following table values. 1 plus 3x and x. So it's 4 times -3, which is -12.
All right, so year 11s, let's start with this column here. This is the easiest one to fill out. What's the value of y going to be when x equals 0?
0. By what? Sorry, what was the say?
What's the value of... Okay, so I'm giving you this equation here. Y equals 1 plus 3x.
Yeah.
And my question is, what is the value of y when x equals 0?
1.
It's
Why, Bruce? Why is it 1?
Because there's nothing times or divided directly.
Mm-hmm.
It's equal.
Okay, 3 times 0 gives me 0. Then if I plus 1, I get 1.
oh, because you bonus.
Now, a moment ago, I introduced a term to describe this number.
Undefined.
No? No? Close? Because it's the other one.
Intercept.
Intercept. Remember, the intercept is the number that's on its own without the x term.
Just a question, why wouldn't you go 1 plus 3 then times 0? That's what you do, right?
Yep, so you could do this. Yep, you could do that.
Oh, you do the
But-
times first and then, okay.
But the other point is you could just read off the value here. It's sitting right there for you. You see?
Oh, you don't even,
Yeah.
I remember this.
Okay? So, yeah. Alright, what if x was 1? What would the value of y be?
One. No. Yeah, 1.
Wait, so what do you ask?
Now set x equals to 1. So I'm here now. What's the value of y going to be? Y. Yeah, and how'd you get that, Archer?
1 is x and 3 times plus 1 squared.
Great.
So it's going up by 3, so next one will be 7. And then 10. And then you just go down and it will be negative.
Oh, very nice.
No, yeah. So, -2, -5, negative.
Yeah? Now, notice, so if you don't believe me, you can fill out this table for yourself. Notice that every time I go across in the table by 1, y goes up by 3. Where else does the number 3 appear?
In.
And what name did we give to that number?
What's it called again? The slope.
The slope or the gradients? Okay, if I change this number to 5, I'd be plussing 5 on the bottom instead of 3.
That draws a line.
Okay, have I lost you or what?
Just keep zoning out.
Okay.
Wait, so what did you ask?
Okay, so what I was trying to say was, imagine this number was 5 instead of 3.
Yeah.
Then instead of plussing 3 along the bottom, we're plussing 5.
Yeah.
So this number here, 3, is the same number as the slope.
So if it was 1 plus 6x, it would be plussing 6.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a key concept that you should hopefully have learned in your study of linear equations this year.
So with this first 5a question, y equals 5 plus 2x, it just goes up by 2.
Correct.
Ah.
Okay?
So if you figure out the first one, you can just...
That's the whole point of studying linear equations, yes. Alright, so I'll just quickly put this on a line for you. 1, 4, 2, 7, 3, 10.
Wait, so when you're doing this, you have to draw that T?
No, it's up to you.
But it could help.
It would be helpful. Yes, Archer? Yes. Okay, use a ruler and a pencil for your graphs. Alright, that's all I wanted to cover today. So, I've basically covered C, D, and E. So if it felt a bit heavy, that's because I covered 3 periods worth of work just now. I've also assigned F as well for you to do on the holidays.
Is it all on that book, that page?
It is all on that booklet. It is all on Teams as well. So don't rock up on the first day next year and say, Mr. Chu, I lost the booklet so I couldn't do the holiday homework. No, it's on Teams.
Do we actually have to finish it all? Like, if we don't finish all of it, do we get like
A
the
portion
end?
or something?
They're not available or
So
something?
if we just do the
You only do the questions that I've asked you to do.
Oh.
So Tara, I gave a list of questions to do, so you don't do all of them.
Okay.
If you get stuck, message me on Teams.
Okay.
Okay, that's your responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay? Alright, any questions before I release the hounds? But you're the hounds, because you're going to do some work. You have to stay here. Alright, get started and I'll make my way around. Yes.